Agenda 88 and Agenda 111. If you remember, somewhere last year on the 25th or so of April, one of the updates in COVID situation in the country, the popular fellow Ghanaians, His Excellency the President announced what his government wants to do to improve the health systems in this country. Before then, the President charged Ghana Health Service to come out and tell us where we have hospitals, the district hospitals, and districts that we don't have hospitals. When Ghana Health Service went around, they saw that there are about 88 of the 260 districts in this country without anything of a semblance of a hospital. What it means is that such places, with a population of over 100,000, some of them 140,000, and in one of the districts, for example, over 250,000, there was no doctor. That's what it means. If there is no hospital, doctors will not be there. And as Mr. Nkansa and the minister said, our health system is in a tier system. We have the community health planning system, which is the lowest. Then we have the sub-district system, which is catered by the health center, where normally we have physician assistants. And then we have the district hospital. The district hospital is the first referral center, the primary referral center. So if you look at it in this way, you have the base, the community health systems, and then the health centers. They are supposed to be feed into a district hospital in a district. And then the district hospital will then feed into the secondary health care system, which is we call it the regional hospital. That's where we have specialists, at least the 4 basic specialties: medicine, surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, and sometimes ophthalmology and also dental services. And then we have the teaching hospitals and the specialized hospitals. So as a country, if you want to achieve universal health coverage, which we are all just fighting to achieve universal health coverage, you should have a system where people can attend hospital near the place that they are living without any financial encumbrance. Luckily for us, since 2003, we have the National Health Insurance Scheme, which this government, as part of the manifesto for 2016 and then also 2020 elections, we want to put the health insurance on its feet, and we are doing that one assiduously. So if you add the health insurance plus easy accessibility to healthcare systems, then you have what you call universal health coverage, which is for SDG 3. And that's exactly what the president and the government wanted to do. So when they came out that we have 88 hospitals without, 88 districts without a hospital out of the 260, then the president said, we have to have these hospitals in place. And I'll explain why some people are saying, why don't you finish the other hospitals before you start doing hospitals in the other places? If you are in one of the districts, I'm sure you will be annoyed. You will not say that. And secondly, Mr. Nkansa has gone through to tell us that every hospital project that you have has a source of funding. If it's Eurojet funding, if it is VAMED funding, if it's NMSI funding, you don't go and use Eurojet funds to go and do NMSI funding, because they are external funding. And this, what we are going to do, government is going to fund it. And I'm sure somebody will ask, where are you going to get the money from? But where there's a will, then there's a way. So if you don't have the will, you won't have the way. But if you have a government which has a will, which has a vision, and the vision, I believe that when you're having a vision, you don't have small visions. Small visions are no vision. And it's in the good book, the Bible, that if you don't have vision, it means you are lost. So this government has vision. And if you look at it, the government has a vision towards human capital development. One, digitization, to make sure that we have smart economy in this country. The second one is to have educated people in this country, the free SHS. And to me, the third one, which I'm very happy about, is to have healthy people who will do all the work in the country to create wealth. So these are the 3 cardinal points that I see that the government is trying to do to improve the status of the economy of this country. So when we look at it, we realize that there are some districts. If you put a district hospital in one place, if you are going to build the 88, they still have a problem, because if you look, I'll take a district like Atumakwangoma. Atumakwangoma is like a U covering the whole of the former Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. So if you put a hospital which is being put by VAMED at Kedie, which is western part of Achuma Kwangma, and then you leave the Kwangma side, which is the eastern part of Achuma Kwangma, which has a population growth of over 200,000. The place is growing. Then nobody can pass through the Kwangma side, go through Kumasi and go to Twediye. So we look at all these things, and then it was decided that let's add some hospitals to some places so that everybody will have access to good, healthy, and quality health systems. And that's the reason why we reached 101. So the Agenda 111 consists of 101 district hospitals, state-of-the-art, fully furnished, fit-for-purpose hospitals. And I'm using the fit-for-purpose advisedly, because people will ask, why are they not the same hospitals around the country? There are some areas where the population is different from other areas, and we are going strictly according to the WHO guidelines of number of beds per population at least. That's what we used. So we had 101 district hospitals, which are going to be built with all the facilities: medicine, medical ward, surgical ward, pediatric ward, maternity ward, labor ward, 4 theaters, administration block, X-ray, physiotherapy, kitchen, maintenance unit, and then a place where we do the electrical systems. And it is being done in such a way that we take the environment into place. There will be water harvesting, there will be solar energy, so that the place will be like a green hospital. And then, in addition, we are also going to have regional hospitals which will serve at the secondary referral centers for the new 6 regions which don't have any hospitals as a regional hospital. Luckily, we have the Ashanti regions having a regional hospital, and the other regions all have regional hospitals. And then the president said we should also add a new regional hospital for Western region, because you look at how Western region is growing, and the Fio Kwanta should be refurbished into a metropolitan hospital for the Sekondi Takoradi metropolis. So if you add that one to it, then you have 108. And the president then asks, what about mental health services? So this is somebody who is looking at health holistically. So he said that if you look at the mental health services, even though we have mental health beds in psychiatric beds in almost all the hospitals, if you have a specialized psychiatric issue in this country, if you are at Bunkurugu, you have to move to Accra or Ankafu, other Pantai or Accra Psychiatric Hospital. So His Excellency the President then decided that put one psychiatric hospital, specialized psychiatric hospital, in the middle belt in Kumasi, and then put another one also in the south, in the northern belt, in northern region in Tamale, so that even students, nursing students and medical students who are doing studies in psychiatry will not have to move every time to Ankafu or to Pantan. So if you add that one, then it makes it 111 health facilities. So that's what the meaning of Agenda 111. Agenda 111 is moving Ghana from where we are towards universal health coverage. Maintenance. When I was explaining about the hospitals, every hospital will have a maintenance unit. We also have realized that for the equipment to last long, we want to have equipment package which will come of at least 7 to 10 years maintenance. And there will be technology transfer to our biomedical engineers to do preventive maintenance and also maintenance of the equipment, so that we have a long life for all the equipment which will be in the hospital. And because we have a maintenance unit, it won't be like the old hospitals where we leave it and then no paint will touch anywhere. And as I said, it's also going to be a green type of building. So this is how it's going to be like. Who is going to supervise these works? Because we are going to do 111 hospitals throughout the country, and the most important in that every region, it's not like what Mr. Nkansa showed us, that if you look at the environment project, it's Eastern region and Ashanti region. Sometimes we are in the Savannah region, sometimes we are in the Volta region. Most of the things that the previous government did for the polyclinics, 10 of them were in Central region and some in Greater Accra. So the other regions were left out. But this one, every region in this country which has no hospital in a district is going to benefit, and it's throughout the 16 regions. So we have divided the project into 8 zones, and each zone takes about 14 or so hospitals, so that the supervision will be done very promptly and rightly. And it consists of architects, quantity surveyors, biomedical engineers, and all sorts of people who will be on the contractors and then continuously be doing the work. At the national level, there's a project coordinating committee, which is chaired by Honorable Chief of Staff, Honorable Frema, So he will also be taking all the reports from the project coordinating committee to His Excellency the President. It's sitting right in the office of the President because it's a priority project. It's a flagship project, and His Excellency wants to make sure that this is done and done well. And I remember in one of this, he said that he wants to see this, and he said yesterday. That's why he said 18 months after the construction, the equipping, and then the training, the hospitals will be commissioned and people will work in it. So it's going to be something which is going to be done and done rightly. We're talking about the finance. I think later or maybe the Minister for Finance or Minister of Finance will come and tell us exactly what to go in. But what I know is that the 101 hospitals plus the 2 psychiatric hospitals, apart from the Greater Accra Hospital, which will be going to be redeveloped and refurbished into a world-class psychiatric hospital, it is going to be funded by Ghana government. Now, I'm sure everybody is opening their eyes. Where will the government get the money? Ghana government, that's why I say where there is a wish, there's a will. If you are willing to do something, you put your mouth there, you put the money there. It's the same thing with when we started the free SHS. So the same thing will happen. And that one is going to be done in such a way that we now know the project coordinating committee, through the lead consultants and the consultant team, has now put down the payment plan, the cash flow, how much money will be given from day one, every month, how much we need. And this is what is going to assist us and assist everybody to be able to do this. And as the President said yesterday, they say all the bureaucracies of everything has been cut off. It is going to be manned by the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, GIF. So GIF will be managing that, and we are hopeful because the President is very very keen about this thing, and I know the Ministry of Finance is also very keen about this. It is going to happen. No, the regional hospitals. Yeah, go ahead quickly, and then I'll go to the regional hospitals. Will be EPC plus F. So it will be the same thing like we did for Eurojet, VAMED, for NMSI. So people, we are going through the processes, through the procurement processes. I'm sure it's going to cabinet, it will go to parliament, and then the contractors will come to site and do it as a turnkey project. So that's how we are going to work. Let's go to the next batch of 5 questions. Though government has even expanded what we are doing, what he said is that you see, if you have healthcare system, the referral system should be seamless. And then we should have a system in place where we also take care of the very specialized clinics. And the President said that apart from this, and the Minister also said it, and Ms. Ankansa said it, that we are building a renal unit. I won't call it even urology unit. It's a renal department where you can do even transplants in Kolebu, and work is ongoing now. Kolebu surgical unit is also being remodeled, and they make a very specialized hospital. The same thing is happening in Komfo-Anokye in Kolebu, where maternal and child health is also taken care of. And I'm sure as we go forward, we have also Komfo-Anokye Accident Emergency Center, and then we are going to have Kolebu also Accident Emergency Center. So this will be the apex where all the cases will be going to. And the President mentioned there's a $2 billion money going around within the sub-region where people access healthcare in India, South Africa, and other places. And when we do this, Ghana is going to be a medical tourist center in the sub-region and to bring in direct foreign exchange. So that's why he spoke about medical excellence. All the hospitals that we are going to build are hospitals with state-of-the-art equipment, with also a lot of facilities which can even fit for even a teaching hospital in other countries. Who are going to work there? There are a lot of medical staff that we are training nowadays. This hospital that we are building is also going to expand medical training. There are people who are getting aggregate 6, AAA 6, who cannot get medical school. The whole problem is not medical education. Most of it is the clinical training, where they can do their clinical work. These hospitals in the regions, in the districts, can be centers where teaching can take place. I did my postgraduate in Germany. In Germany, when you start medical school in a university, you don't complete there. Most of the people will go to the what you call the teaching hospitals for teaching. They call it Lehrkrankenhaus. So you go and stay there and do all your rotation when you have specialists in the places. So you'll be training more doctors. All the K University Medical School can take all the hospitals, the 17 hospitals in the Ashanti region, plus the regional hospital as training grounds. Nurses can get places to go and do their rotation and everything. What we are going to do, you know that there are nurses who are sitting home. Now, if you get all these hospitals running within the next 18 months, it means we won't have any nurses going on demonstration or making noise before they are employed, including pharmacists and everybody. The next thing we are doing is that, Ghana, we are taking care of postgraduate training for doctors. The same thing will happen for other school secretariats is paying for their tuition fees. So we get enough specialists, and then we decentralize the specialist training because we have some specialists in these hospitals which are well equipped. And it goes with accommodation. So rural areas where the accommodation is a problem, there will be accommodation for our staff to stay in. And young people who are going to work want adventure, and that is what will happen. So there will be enough staff to be employed into the system.
There's a question of local ownership. What are you doing?
The local ownership. I'll tell you a story. When we went around to look at 29 sites which were not fit, the land was in durate and everything. It's the chiefs themselves, in their shows, took us to the land, brought their own people to come and clear the land for us, and they would do the topography and then cut the land surface. And you see the enthusiasm. And we told them that these hospitals, after they are built, Ghana Health Service will bring staff to work there. But the owners are you. And you see the enthusiasm and the happiness in the face of people. So there will be a system in place where there will be advisory committees through the Ghana Health Service will form, and then bring the local community to own the hospitals so that they look after it as their hospital.
Defect liability, is it accounted for in the contracting process?
The defect liability is also accounted for in the contract. And maintenance, as I said, even after the contract, maintenance also is also there. We want to make sure that the medical equipment will have at least 7 to 10 years maintenance agreement. Why Agenda 111 is an afterthought? The president is only 8 months in the second term. I'm sure if somebody have talked about this in maybe in 2024 January, then I will agree with the president as an afterthought. So I don't know what the afterthought is. This is something that His Excellency the President has seen because of COVID, which is a pandemic in every country. Everybody wants to have hospital beds and also have facilities which are very stable in the country, in their country. It's not only Ghana. We also almighty India, where people were being treated in cars with oxygen on them. Even in the US, people were treated in ambulances for hours before they get places to stay. So every government should be thinking about this. If the government is thinking about it, it's not an afterthought. I don't believe that 8 months in the second term is an afterthought for anybody.
Let's take the final batch, and then colleagues will take outstanding questions.
Minister, there are two more questions. So the first one is on procurement.
Procurement processes are all followed strictly. Everything that we are doing about Agenda 111, we follow the procurement processes to the letter. How are we ensuring value for money? If you realize, this Agenda 111, the district hospitals, is one of the most well-calculated fixed-sum contract. I think if you compare the cost of other hospitals before, it's nowhere near as at what we are doing now. I think the president mentioned it, that of equipment is about, if I will run it up, about 17 million. And you can look at what other hospitals cost. There are some hospitals, 7 hospitals which were supposed to be built, which you know the cost. And you should all find out how much that cost was. And I also even heard people trying to compare that because it is not as expensive as other hospitals that they've seen. It's not going to be a very good hospital, but this is what we are going to do, which is value for money. So we've done all the value for money cost analysis. The project coordinating committee, yes, as I said, His Excellency the President, this is a flagship program. And he wants it to be in his office under his watch. And the project coordinating committee is made up of Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Works and Housing, Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, and then the Honorable Chief of Staff is the chairperson, and of people from the Office of the President. We have other subcommittees, which are the technical subcommittees. We involve the technical members from the Ministry of Health, technical members from the Ghana Health Service, and technical people from also the consultants who are there. And as I said, there are 14 zonal consultants. So it's not that we've left anybody outside and the government is doing that. The president wants to have oversight responsibility over this so that it works. I'm sure that's what Ghanaians want. That's what everybody will want to see, that this project is done and done very well. And then the next question is, the Agenda 111 has spent, how much? Is it 600 million? Yeah. And maybe when we look at the budget, we will see if 600 million has actually been spent. I don't believe that. I know that for the past 1 year, this committee plus the project steering committee and all the subcommittees have been sitting in the office, in the rooms and closed doors, and we've been working assiduously towards this. That's the reason why yesterday it ended up that the president have to commence the projects. And somebody was saying that why are we making what pan and pageantry about it? There's a proverb in Chi, asansafadia or the chere. You don't hide good things. And I'm sure if nobody knew about it, you will say that, oh, there's nothing like Agenda 111. So we are showing everybody that this is what is happening, and it's commencement of the project. So during the commissioning, everybody will see, so that you can follow up and see trade. The commencement was supposed to start yesterday. So maybe 6 months after, what has happened in trade, so that you can go there and have a look at it. And we work together with you. The monitoring and everything will be done with you, the media. And I'm sure Honorable Minister for Information has a plan that we will all be looking at whatever is happening so that nobody hides anything. And we want to be as transparent as much as possible for people to see. All what we want to do is that we want these hospitals for the good people of this country.